Good day, ma'am. Good day, classmates. So, for today, I will be presenting my school culture map. So, what really is a school culture? So, every school is entitled and having their own unique way on how to have a positive learning environment. A school culture doesn't only focus its attention towards the students, but also to the staffs, for example, the teachers and other employees that makes the school work and facilitate towards providing a positive or a quality learning to everyone. So at this time, I'm gonna present to you my own school culture map. So each characteristics of the school culture map that I will be presenting will be discussed one by one, and I will also discuss why they are really needed on maintaining a positive learning environment for all. So what you see on the slide is my school culture map. So here we could see the different characteristics that I think that should encompass or that should be followed to have a positive school culture. So number one is positive interaction and engagement. Number two is organized and strategic teaching. Number three is safe teaching and learning environment. Number four is student leadership. Number 5 is vision for a lifelong learner. And lastly, number 6, the characteristic and cultural evaluation. So number 1 here is positive interaction and engagements of staffs and students. So for me, the first step on having a positive school culture is to have a positive engagement towards the teachers, the staffs, and the students, because this would lead to having a cooperative mindset with each other for getting better growth on a person's cognitive and emotional development, as well as for social and getting language enhancement. It also has the ability to get everyone closer as they treat each other and as friends and families inside the school community or school setting. So for number 2, or the second one, we have organized or strategic teaching. So this also includes contemplating motivational driven activities or tasks that could help facilitate the learning of the students. Since teachers are entitled to help or facilitate learning, facilitating learning doesn't only focus on how efficient the teacher delivers his or her lesson, but also on how he or she would incorporate better strategies and organization of his or her teaching styles. So not all students has the equal capacity for their mind to work. Others may learn things immediately, while others still need to go through the lesson again. On this note, a teacher and the student must establish better understanding, and that would lead to teachers formulating another strategies or way for better feedback, for better learning, or a positive feedback or performance from the students. So as they could also get the attention of the students more, especially if they have better strategies or better way of teaching the lesson. So the third one, we have safe teaching and learning environment. So this means ensuring a safe teaching and learning environment. So a school is considered as the second home for others, for other students, for all students. For 10 months straight, or except for Saturdays and Sundays, every year we go to this place, what we call the school. So how would you feel if the place that you go to for the past 10 months would not be safe for you? Of course, you will get scared for danger to occur. So that's when authorities comes in. We have security guards in our schools, quarterly drills for either fire and earthquake are performed. So maintenance and checking of infrastructures should be implemented or done regularly to have a safe environment. So So aside from this, we also have a child's learning is also influenced by the environment where she or can he learns. It may either be from physical or even in their mental state. So some students like to study in a quiet environment, or some others want to see the greens, or other students wants to study in a more prominent school, because that's where they feel safe, and that's where they think that their learning would be better. So I think that's it. So for our fourth one, we have student leadership. So a school nurtures every student to become the best for themselves and for the society, because that's why they go to school, to learn, to improve themselves. So students should also take part for a positive school culture. It is important for students to have leadership opportunities in a school, because this would eventually help them in the future or at the present on how they achieve or finish and comprehend the task that is given to them. They can acquire good communication skills and how to interact properly with their peers. So examples, we have mga SSG or SPG, or like mga presidents schools. They are others are not born as leaders, but they learn, and they still continue on learning, and they are eager to learn. That's why it is really good to have this motivation to learn, or to learn new things, is because leadership doesn't only focus on being a leader, but also on how you stand for yourself. So for fifth one, we have vision for a lifelong learning, or having a lifelong learning. Aside from the set of rules to follow, a school should have its own vision on how and what they would like to become, or to be on the next few years, and or from the time that the school has been built. So also they should encourage students, or implement learning as active as it should be, by making it happen at any level. So I'm referring to the beliefs, the values that every student should learn. So just like the subject GMRC, which was taught from elementary up until high school, everyone should participate in the learning process to have a positive school culture, or a positive learning environment. So lifelong learning also means like you continue to learn. Now maybe you still have things that you haven't learned, so you're willing to learn. You're willing to learn on that one, and you're willing to learn even for how many years you're still learning, because that's what life is. Everything would be changed, so you need to just need to have the so that's how life is. You just need to have the motivation to learn, so that we could call it a lifelong learning. So for our last one, we have the characteristic and cultural evaluation. So in here, we could also include the shared values and the respect towards cultural diversity and the school rules. So for a school to continue on living with their standards, positive attitude should be maintained by all the people that encompasses it, or the staff, the employees, or the students. Regular evaluation should be performed, like teacher having a one-on-one session or talk with their students. So if they would talk on if the students have problems on their studies, and if there is something that's bothering them. So in a school, we could not always say or conclude that everyone has the same culture or set of beliefs to follow. We should consider normalizing cultural diversity in schools, since a school is a place to learn the different knowledge and wisdom that we need to learn to move on the stages of our lives, but not a place to criticize and spread hate towards one another. because a school should always have a positive, should always be a positive learning environment, not gonna have negative side on it. So a school is still considered as an institution, meaning it still has rules and regulations to be followed by everyone, even the teachers or the higher ups. So these rules should be implemented correctly and accordingly to maintain a positive school culture, and this would lead to people having a good learning environment or a safe learning environment or other things that they would feel whenever they go to school. They would not worry. So I think that's the end of my presentation for my school culture map. I hope you've learned something, or I hope what I've said is relevant to what you also think a school culture map is, or a school culture is. So I think that's all. I'm gonna bid my goodbye. Thank you for listening and watching.